is a civil servant, consulting technical architect with Cabinet Office, Government Digital Service London, having a successful background of 23 plus years in digital transformation, standards, assurance and audits, information security, project management with budgets up to $95 million, with broad C-level experience in both public and private sectors, including CMMI Level 5 employees, World Bank, government, defense, Big Four consulting, etc. He completed his PhD, Computer Science and Informatics from King's College London, UK. He's done his MBA Information Systems from IGNOU, Masters and Bachelor of Engineering, Electrical from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. He is a certified project management professional, a Prince 2 practitioner, lead auditor for information security, ISO 27001, CMMI, ISO 9001, IPA high risk team reviewer. He is a fellow British Computer Society, senior member of IEEE USA, PMI USA, life member of Computer Society of India, Institution of Engineers. He has 2 copyrights of software in his name and has published 14 research papers and has acted as keynote speaker in international conferences. He had also been nominated for National Award, Sri Divang Mehta Award for Innovation in Information Technology 2003, Ministry of Communications and IT, Government of India. He also acted as editor for book on model-driven business process engineering by Amazon and Bentham Science. He is an expert in RPA, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, and blockchain. For COVID-19, he's proactively delivered highly appreciated, safe and secure online services for critical emergency needs for NHS, DHSC, DFT, and other government departments. He's also providing international consultancy to the Colombian government. His voluntary work includes that charity work for Tsunami in 2004, Diabetic Society, British Red Cross, Governor of Boyne Hill Church of England Infant and Nursery School, evaluator of various PMI USA Professional Award programs, reviewer of PMI USA publication quizzes. There is still more that I can read out about him. But this way, I shall stand in between Sir and the listeners. Listeners perhaps want to listen to you, Sir, more than me. Therefore, I request you, Sir, to start your address. But before Sir starts, I request the participants to put your gadgets on mute mode throughout. And at the end of the session, we will have a question-answer round of around 10 to 15 minutes. Now, Ravinder, Sir, kindly take over. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, Pooja. And thanks, Ajay, Dr. Ajay, who is a good friend of mine. And we thought it will be a good thing to discuss how to set your goals in life and achieve them. I am lifestyle coaching expert, also do mentoring for civil servants here, coach them for any new civil servants who join the UK civil services. For everyone, I think there are teachers also, there are students also. So why I asked for the paper and a pen before I start. So if I have to ask first question to you, because I will make it a bit of interaction, and I'm not going to ask you to replay it back to me, but it is just for you only. On paper, if you write, what are the 10 things you would like to achieve in the next 10 years? I presume everybody is, all the students are in the age group of 20 to 25 maximum. And so that's where I'm assuming, let's say, so by 35 or by 40, what you would like to achieve. If you write down 10 things, one goal in 1 year I'm putting, not too much. So if you can write for, I give you a couple of minutes to write down, and then then we can take it forward, that once you have written. Even the teachers can do that. So it's 11:37. So sorry, it will be 4:37 your time. So we'll 4:07 your time, and we will come back at 4:10. So it is the things which you would like to think of first. That yes, I should have this. I should have a job. I should have a car, a house, whatever it comes to your mind within the next 10 years. I want to be a graduate. I want to do this. So I'm just giving you examples what could be there, but it's your choice what you want to write. It's your own goals. Think it hard. Don't because this exercise is not that within 1 hour which can be completed. You can take it afterwards and complete that. But this will be a guidance for you to build that. So you can write on a paper or a pen or in computer, wherever you like to do that. So another minute or so. Right. Uh, has everyone written that? Hopefully, yes. If uh, okay. So Rajesh, what I was asking somebody, if somebody has missed that, I have asked that you what goal, what 10 goals you would like to achieve in next 10 years. So if you can write that. So if you have written that, uh, um, then can you tell me out of these 10 goals, because it's you might have written um, a job or a graduation or marrying in next 10 year or and so on. So that means uh, so that so that means out of those 10 goals, what is your realistic plan to achieve that? So now if I say, if it is 10 goals I'm talking of, so what is the first priority out of first two priorities out of those 10? Can you pick those two now? So if you have come up with two things, that these are the two things which you would like to achieve, so what is the plan to do that? Can you write down steps to achieve that? Now, why I put into place is that if you don't have a plan to achieve it, how will you do that? So if you think of that, okay, this is my first goal, which is my four most important thing which I would like to achieve. What is the first thing you would like to achieve? And now, to achieve that, what are the steps you are taking? Let's say somebody posted that he would like to get a. Has somebody put? If I ask a question, if some people have put, uh, I want to have a good job, right? Some people are putting physical fitness and better immunity, right? So so what do you mean by physical fitness? Is it you want to have a six pack, or you want to just be good physical body, right? So that's where the things will, you have to be very specific, very objective. If somebody has put a good job, I'm just taking an example, some people might have, uh, yeah, I will come to those in the chat window afterwards. So if somebody has put a good job, so what does this good job means to you? So that means a good job is I will be uh, working with an organization, with an MNC. I would like to be a teacher. I would like to be. Um, uh, so, and what kind of money you would like to earn in the job? Are you specific? So that means um, if I have a specific job in my mind that I want to go abroad, I want to go to do a university from, and if I say I want to go to US, Canada, UK, that does that mean I would like which university, which steps I am taking, which steps I am taking to achieve that. So if I have to be a, let's say, job with banking organization or with that, so am I preparing for the exam? What kind of exam? What steps I am taking to learn the thing? I'm joining the coaching academy or I'm not joining a coaching academy. Random X, can you please uh, don't come out of mute? It's um, so that means I have to have the steps to achieve that. And how long will it take me to learn that thing? Now, so couple of things which have come that, okay, I would like to have a physical fitness, reduce down from waste. Um, uh, so that means how can I do that? So am I working with a trainer, or I can do it myself first thing. So if I have to do that first, I can do it myself. What is my plan to do it? What kind of physical activity I will need to do, or physical exercise I need to do? What is my plan? Am I going to do yoga? Am I going to join a gym? I have to hire a trainer to tell me how and what exercises I need to do to achieve that goal, and what is my target time. So that means I would like to achieve this within next 3 months, next 6 months, or 1 month, whatever the time frame. Do you have that visibility with you? If you don't have that visibility, whatever goal you have written, you will not be able to achieve. Somebody put that I want to see my family happy, which is a very, very broad thing. How will they become happy? Right? So will more money, will they make them happy? Will more materialistic things, a good house, make them happy? What is that happiness? How will you define that? Right? Uh, um, so that means if I have not defined what is my happiness, happiness is different for everyone, right? If I say, and contentment and satisfactions are different for different people. I like to put it, probably you might have gone through Maslow's hierarchy of needs also. And each person has a different set of criteria. Some people are happy. Yes, I am get a job of 10,000 rupees. I'm happy. Some people know I want 1 lakh, I want 2 lakh per month, and so on. So that means if so, the happiness is subjective to the person. So you need to define what does happiness means to your family. Do they want that everyone should be together? Or do they want more money? Do they want to travel? Or do they want to? Some people say that yes, I have to travel every year to a different country. Of course, this year everyone is blocked by coronavirus, and people have found time for that family. Uh, so does that? How would you define that happiness? One thing. So if you have put a goal, again, I want to be um, uh, a graduate from Stanford University or any other university. So what step I am taking to do that? If you have not written those steps already, then probably you will never be able to achieve your goals or any objectives you have set in your life. So we always say management by objectives. So you set your objectives, set your goals, set your target, and then practice on it. So how do you practice on it? Make a plan. uh, so means uh, if I have to, let's say, clear my civil services exam, or I have to clear banking exam, again I come to that place. First is judge your own current capability, that whether you will be able to achieve it or not. Everyone can say that I am preparing for it. I am not discouraging everyone to do, not to do that also. I have been civil servant in India also. I'm not discouraging to you to do that, but see what is the overall pass percentage, how many posts are there, and where do you stand, how many people are applying, and people from different areas are applying. So it's just like if we compare, right? Uh, if I'm a topper of my school, and does that mean I am a topper of India? No, I am a topper of my school, and there are hundreds of schools in a district, thousands in a state, and then hundreds of thousands in whole of India. So where do you stand then? Similarly, number of colleges, number of universities. So you need to think of your current capability, what you can do and what you cannot do. And so does that mean, uh, uh, so be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself that I can do this, because that will not help you. Always the first part of the part of your achievement for any success is that what you need to do is that understand the problem first, and then only you can find a solution. If you ignore a problem, or if you ignore the things, you will not be able to find a solution, find a plan to overcome it. So first be honest with yourself that this is what my capability. Some people are good in math, some people are good in sciences, some people are good in commerce, some people are good in literature, some people are good in sports. So everyone cannot be anyone good in everything, right? So if I'm good in some certain subjects, I may not be good in other subjects. So that means you need to think of, oh, this is my forte, this is my strength, this is my capability, and then grow on that capability and skill. Once you grow on that capability and skill, that will define your progress forward. And also we always call that success will come to you, but fail fast. We always tell here also when we train our civil servants or any person, we say fail, but fail fast. What does that mean? That means if I am sticking to one, I'm trying one particular problem, I'm trying to overcome that. I'm trying one method, so I'm persisting with that method. But does that method, does that work? No. If it doesn't work, so you means you have failed, try some other way around. Like Thomas Edison, he failed around 1,000 times to build the bulb. So that means uh, it he didn't sit on the problem. He didn't crib on it that I am failing, but he was trying new methods. That is the purpose of fail fast. That if you don't fail, if you recognize that I have failed in this way, then try the other way around. So if you don't do that, that means you are persisting on the wrong path. So you need to change the path, change the way you are working, change the way you are interacting. So that means I need to work with new things, new way of working, and see that whether I can progress now. Now, similarly, it happens with people. We are trying for a job, we are trying for passing the exam, we are trying for going abroad or other things. What is the main criteria? First, list down that criteria, then list down how you are going to achieve that. Okay, I need to have to go to university, a good university in US, Australia, or anywhere, or even a good college in India. What is the criteria they require? That means they have some percentage, IELTS score, or other exam to clear, GATE exam, or IIT, or CAT, or MAT. So that's criteria. So what is the score required to reach into, if I have to go to IIMs or other colleges, or to other, or to join MNCs? What is the criteria? Do they have test? Okay, what is the percentage required? So how will I crack the test, right? So that I can face the interview. So for cracking the test, I need to do 10 of these steps. Before the exam, I should be fully prepared. I have to revise 10 books. These things I have to do. I will chat with my network of people where I can where I can see my that yes, I have achieved it or I have not achieved it. So that means this will give you a clear picture. Where do you stand? And don't lie to yourself. You can lie to others, but your inner conscious, you need to be honest if you want to achieve something. If you are not honest with yourself, you will not be able to achieve. So that means be honest with yourself. And we always say, tell your goals to others also. Sometimes it is good and sometimes bad. It's up to you. You want to tell or you don't want to tell. I'm not prescribing it, but it's always good to tell um, the goal to the others. Very confident people, not everyone, I would say, but tell to your confident people who can then challenge you that have you achieved this? Have you done this? Have you not done this? Why you have not done this? So they can challenge you that are you sticking to your plan? If not, then probably you are going to struggle. It's a practice will make you perfect to achieve anything. Take an example from any player, any good actor. You talk of Sachin Tendulkar, you talk of Virat Kohli, you talk of Roger Federer, or any player. Talk of Sachin Tendulkar. He's the first one on the net. When he was playing for India, he was the first one on the nets always, practicing 8 hours a day continuously. That makes him Sachin Tendulkar. Virat Kohli, he's first on the nets, right? Uh, um, Talk of Navjot Sidhu. When he was a cricketer, he was out of the team. Listen to his speech. Um, that once he was out of speech and out of the team, he practiced hitting 300 sixes per day. His hands were bleeding. And then when he got into the team, the same reporter who said a strokeless wonder to him in one of the news articles, he said, from strokeless wonder towards a perfect person. So that's how you achieve the thing. Even you talk of, um, so if you make your goal public, you have also the fear of uh, humiliation at the public hand, that they will humiliate you, that if you don't achieve it, and that will make you work hard to achieve it. So I'm not saying that you start putting it on the Facebook, putting on the WhatsApp. I'm not saying that you go on doing that, but at least with your confident, good friends, family, people, that yes, I am doing this, and please keep a check on me that yes, I am doing the right thing. If I have to work 8 hours a day, I have to study 8 hours a day, or I have to play 8 hours a day. I do practice that. If I want to achieve that, that I want to be a good sports person in this area. It's up to you, whatever goal you have. So if you consistently do it and with a proper guidance, that's where the teacher's importance comes, that I can go on doing gym, I can go on doing exercises, I go on doing dieting on my own, but if don't I don't have the real scientific plans to do that, I will not be able to achieve. Like any player you take, they are guided by their coaches, they are guided by their physical fitness experts to achieve whatever level they want. So if I have to do that, I need to see that yes, my plan is for me, personal for me. It may have worked for somebody else, that okay, I can see on the internet there are so many things available. Um uh, then so that thing may have worked for that person, but not for you. It may not work for you. So I will come back to that humiliation question afterwards. Somebody has asked on the chat. So that means the plan has to be specific to you, because your goal, your needs are different than the other. Life gives different exam for everyone. So that's where you need to be. So I cannot copy somebody else. It's not the same exam. Like Steve Jobs, you might have heard his Stanford speech. If you have not heard, then it is available on YouTube. If you search for um, Steve Jobs' convocation speech or graduation speech at Stanford University, he relates three incidents uh, uh, of his life. I'm just repeating that in a very short. It's a long speech. You can hear that. So just cutting it short. So first thing he says, he joined a college and he was very poor background. For one meal, good meal, he was going to Iskon temple every week to get a good food. Um, and he got into the university. His parents put into, but he didn't like the subject, so he dropped out. So there was a good thing in the college, that there was a drop in and a drop out, that people can then try different areas of work. So he started learning calligraphy. So he said he didn't know what he will do with calligraphy, but he said when he made the Mac for the first time, that those calligraphic uh, fonts were available in Mac for the first time on computer, and everyone copies. Microsoft Windows copied it, and everyone copies it. So he said, dots can be joined back. Then second incident, he said they hired somebody, and Apple has grown. So they have a board of director. They had good people to manage it, and he was fired from his own company. So he was out of Apple. He started Apple. He is out of Apple. So what is the? He said most humiliation in Silicon Valley, and it's uh, the biggest humiliation one can have, that for the company which one started, he was fired from it. He said then got into some, started the new company Pixar, which is now, he said, after the Pixar became hit, he joined back Apple. Now Pixar is the one of the best animation studios in Hollywood, and all the new movies like Avatar and others, they are made there. So so don't take humiliation as that yes, you have failed miserably. It can cause self-esteem, but that's where your sport network, you have to be self-willed, um, determination comes into play, that I will show the people I can work, I can prove, I will prove them wrong. So that's the spirit you need, that I will prove them wrong. If you are not able to do that, you need to, the people who progress are people who get up after falling down. It's like you have to have a child mentality, right? um, when we are learning cycle, riding a cycle, we fell down so many times, but we still get up and still, no, I want to do that. We never felt humiliated that I have fell down, but I wanted to learn it because others have learned. Yeah, so I wanted to do that. So that's the kind of spirit you need with you, that yes, um, I will be able to make it. So that's where the, then the third thing, which I'm coming to that part only again. Uh, he said that he got a pancreatic cancer, and when he was almost kind of on the death, kind of doctors telling him, you have 3 months, but he got a rare pancreatic cancer, and he got out of it. And he said that was the closest to the death he got. And that thing which put into him was one thing, that if this is your last day, then what is the one thing would you like to achieve? So I'm coming up to the same question, like the corona has affected everyone's life. Now, out of the 10 objectives which you have put in first, when we started this talk, so if this was your last day, what is the one thing out of that you would like to do? Or let's say somebody tells you you have another 3 months, then out of those 10 things which we listed, um, what is the best first thing, or what is the two things you would like to do? Because that will clarify the most important things in your life. And people say that yes, you are all in your 20s, well, maybe 25 maximum, um, or teachers maybe higher age group. So you have your productive age group of, let's say, up to 60, that you can work hard. I'm not saying that after 60 you can't work. There is an example of KFC owner who started after 65, after retirement, and he also failed. So if I take example of him, he also failed so many times, almost 1,000 people he visited selling his recipe of KFC. Um, but nobody took it. Then he started his own. So you can start at any age. So that shows you can start at any age, but you need to have a perseverance. You need to have the confidence in yourself that yes, I can do it. So now why I took that if this was your last day, uh, uh, then what would you like to do that? Why, what you would like to achieve first? Because that will define your priorities. So up to from 25 to 60, I am not putting too many goals for you. Even if you put one goal per year, that means 40 goals you have to achieve, right? 40 years. So 40 goals you have to achieve. Is it too difficult? So if after this, my talk, if you can sit down with yourself, um, and see for yourself that what you would like to do. You may not have to write, you don't have to write all 40. Some people may say that this is my 10 goals, I want to achieve 10 in all rest of my life. That's fine. It doesn't, uh, I'm not prescribing any number of goals, number of objectives for yourself. It is up to you to decide and then prioritize it. Uh, the prioritization will come that okay, within next 10 years this is what is my main priority. After 5 years this is my priority. Within next 1 year, 2 years. So that's how you can break up your goals, set your goals, that by, if you are 20s, by 25 I would like to do this, by 30 I would like to do this. That's a major long-term planning. Then within that planning will come that okay, within 1 year what I have to do to achieve that. Now, of course there will be challenges, there will be outside factors which will be coming into play. I'm not denying that. Like this year people might have planned for, I have to go to Switzerland or to cruise or to any other place for visiting during the summertime or this time, and corona has affected every plan, right? People are not able to move out of the house, so your travel plans are busted. So you need to think of those contingency planning also, that if this happens, we have to do that. Like we are preparing for exams. um, I can take example from my life, but I normally don't do that. um, uh, I will take one example from my life afterwards. So I take an example from Virat Kohli's, because that's, people can see that, people have read about it, that his father died when he was playing for India, under 19 World Cup final. So, but he stayed, played there. See the kind of determination, kind of strong mind you require. At the back of your mind is that my father has died, and then you have to still play for India and win it. So that is what is required. That is what your contingency planning has to come, that you are preparing for exam, you are preparing for a good exam for a year, let's say for civil services, for any other exam which comes once a year or twice a year or whenever it comes, and suddenly you fell ill or some medical emergency in your house, or there is something else, or there is good occasion, there is a marriage ceremony in relatives of a cousin or brothers, and suddenly you find you don't have time to prepare. So it could be anything, right? You have to have that contingency planning. That's where the planning will help you, that okay, if I can't, if that's where you have to do the continuous practice, continuous learning. um, um, so this is where, I can tell you of that I was doing my master's in India in Punjab Engineering College. I was registered for PhD, um, and then suddenly my father died, and of course, my whole of my scenario had changed. I had the scholarship, but seeing the family circumstances, I had to stop doing. Sorry, I could not join PhD. Even my professor was saying, join it, we will help you out with the time and this and that. You can still join. I said, no, it won't be possible. So then I joined CDAC in India, worked there, moved to UK, um, um, and did my PhD here. So that was a long-term planning which got at that I had to do my PhD here. Uh, so you need to think of that, okay, this was my plan, but it did not work. But when can I make it work? Right. Then again, during my PhD, I had at one point, my mother had a brain hemorrhage. So it was kind of again make and break. I was writing my dissertation. It was again, I had to be with her for 6 months. She is paralytic from right side. She's able to move, but with sport now. But at that time, 6 months were gone out of my period. I could not submit my thesis. It delayed everything, and so on. Priorities change, so you need to have that perseverance. That still, no, I will be able to achieve it. Um, I should be able to achieve it. Should be able to make that work. And people who progress, who make success, are always those people who will, in the circumstances of testing, of challenge, they still get up and do the work. Take anyone's example. Take take any person in the world who has succeeded. Take anyone if you think. That means those people you take from Bill Gates to Steve Jobs to Elon Musk to Richard Branson, who's dyslexic. Um, any person who has succeeded, they have faced difficulties in the life, but they have not sat on those difficulties. They have not uh, thought that yes, God has not been kind to him or her, but they made those challenges work into made them into opportunities, and made them uh, successful for them. That okay, if this has life has thrown this at me, so it's kind of like people are throwing bricks at me, I will make a house out of the bricks, not start throwing bricks back at those people. So you need to learn that technique in the event of criticism, in the event of failure, when people, your own friends will leave you. I can tell you, I have seen, I have gone through those circumstances. People are with you when you are, if I have to use in Punjabi language, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਸੂਰਜ ਨੂੰ ਸਲਾਮਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, ਡੁੱਬਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੌਣ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ, ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਲਾਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਡੁੱਬਦੇ ਨੂੰ. So if your career is low, if you are not in a good job, if you don't have money, people will not make friends with you. So you need to think of the friends who really stick with you in your bad times, in your good times. Good times, everyone will stick with you. But with the bad times, any person who sticks with you, don't leave that person, because that's the true person you have got in life. Even if it's one person, even if it is one. I don't want hundreds of people with me. I just want one who can stand with me whenever there is a time I need that person, or that person needs me. So at the night, 12 o'clock, if I call that person, that person will be available for me. So you need to think of, prioritize. I'm not saying that don't enjoy your life also. But again, if you have to do that, that should be in your plan. That okay, I have to study for 4 hours, then I will go enjoy with my friends, go watch a movie, I will go do this, I will play the sports, I do that. Or if you are playing sports, you have to entertain yourself with other way around. It's up to you. So you need to think of that, okay, yes, I'm working hard. So it's always we say work hard, party hard, right? So do your work hard, do your hard work, so that you don't have any regrets that I have not tried. So try your best, try again. And but old age, an age which still is good, that try again. At least at last you will succeed. And do enjoy your life. Live in the present. Past has gone. You can't change it, but you can learn your lesson from it. Right? Past you cannot change, but you can learn the lesson that yes, this is what I have done wrong, I should not be doing it. Present, live with it to see what in future you want to achieve. Don't spoil your present for the future also, right? That means you need to think of that this is my ultimate achievement which I need to do. This is, I'm doing my best at the moment, and I'm doing this to achieve that, and I'm enjoying my present moment. So that's where I will always say, do your calculation, do your prioritization, do set your objectives in perspective that yes, I can achieve that. I'm not saying go on putting hundreds of objectives. I can challenge you. We can have another lecture in a year, and if you have written honestly your goals today, after a year, after 6 months, we can have another one. We can see what progress you have made in your goals, or you can see yourself and be honest to yourself, because we are biased when it comes to ourselves. We are always biased. We always say positive things about us. So that's the main drawback of not succeeding, that if we are not honest, if we are not honest about our failures, um, uh, then we will have challenges. um, there is a question which comes, how to face some negative people who are very close but they don't want that we succeed in life. That's where we always say that, when I said about the thing, you need to have one real person in your life, um, whosoever it is, whether it's your father or brother or sister or friend, close friend, whosoever it is. It's you need to tell people yourself. It's an art of saying no. You need to learn that, and reduce the interaction with those people. Because if it is hurting you or your goals, better those people are not in your life, because they will leave you today or tomorrow or someday. Better they leave it today. There is no and there is no so if I give, ask you one question. We have all studied in schools. We have all probably moved places. If somebody has not moved, that's also good. That we have moved from a town to another town with and lived there. We have moved from one school to another school. We have moved from one class to another class, or from school to college to university. How many of your friends are with you still? If you ask yourself, we may have one out of school, one out of college, or 10 out of college who are in touch just blankly, or some are supporting you, some are not supporting you. They are just professional friends. You need to define whether it's a professional friendship or a personal friendship, what kind of it is. There is different levels of it. So you need to think of, because life is changing, life always will change, and you will also change. So people will come and go in your life. Don't think of that, oh, he's my very good friend because he's in a college and so on, he's with me and so on. So what, tomorrow he may not be there. He gets a job in another, or he gets to another college, university, or another town or another country. You may not be in touch with that person for a number of years. So how does it matter to you? So that's where I'm saying, have friend, but one good friend or two good friend or 10 good friends, whatever number it is. I'm not prescribing it, but get out of the fake friendships, get out of the fake relations. They are not going to serve you. They are going to consume your time and not let you achieve your targets. That's where you need to be focused. Bring that focus in your life. What you want, clearly tell the person, sorry, this is my time to study. If we have to go to movies, we will go at this time. This is what I have done in my when I was in India. My friends used to tell me, okay, let's go for a movie. I said, yeah, happy with it. But the only time I can go with you to the movies is, at that time it was 9 to 12 uh, shows. So I said, yeah, book a ticket. I will be there because I have 9 to 5 job, 9 to 5:30. I will have my dinner and then come. It will be relaxing for me, and then I'm good for the next day. So I'm not wasting my time. I'm enjoying my life. So it's up to you. I'm not saying you do that, but it's up to you. You find the time within your um, schedule, within your timetable, how you do that. If you have to go for trekking, you go for trekking. You want to go to those places, yeah, do that. So plan those things in your life so that it doesn't affect your program, your time, plans, strategy, what you have set for you to achieve. Any questions?
Thank you so much, sir. The session is open for question answers now. Participants may ask their questions one by one.
I have a question, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, go on.
Uh,
One more.
Hello, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for a wonderful session. Uh, so the question here is, I'm from a teaching background. I am assistant professor in Delhi. So sometimes this happens while working. We have some goals that I mean, there's a lot of competition in every industries nowadays. But still, people instead of doing something, they just keep pulling our legs behind. What should we do in order to solve this problem? And then they don't want to do anything, but if somebody else is doing, they want to trigger it up.
Yeah, very good question. Um, it's a, it's a, you will not be able to escape whether you, everywhere in the world, right? People will have that, some people will have that ulterior motives because they don't want to work, and that's where their strength is to overcome. And it's, you need to learn how to play with those people that, okay, that's their plan, but um, if I am good at, so I will go on doing my good work, publishing good papers, publishing good research, uh, build good relations with my students, guide them as they. So I will go on doing my right things and will not let them affect my work. Uh, so that even if it comes to their, um, if they are ulterior motive, but my work will speak for myself itself, right? That means if I have 10 research papers or 20 research papers, nobody can deny that. If I have provided a good way of working, which nobody, the facts and figures cannot be denied by anyone. So you work according to that, whichever field you are. I'm saying that, okay, if I am doing a project management, I am doing particular role for an organization, what is my objectives? So excel in that, excel in your work, and that will speak for itself, and they will not be able to stand to you. I can tell you this happens everywhere, even in UK. You face it. I have friends in US, they face it. It will always be there, but you need to think how to outsmart them in their game by, with the facts and figures and details which you can bring in on the table, and at the end of the day, that thing will count. um, uh, so I always take that and just ignore those people, and just do your work.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the answers.
Yeah.
One more thing, one more question can after you answer it. Yes, that as you said about the research papers and all, I really want to work in that direction also. But in my, as I have a very bad habit that I want to kickstart to start things up. I want uh, as in a guidance to start with it, and then I can easily do everything. How
Sorry,
shall I
sorry, Anmol, you are breaking up. Can you repeat the question?
sometimes this happens there that and I mean personally I have a problem that I want a kickstart to start anything. I want a guidance in order to start something, then I can do it very easily. If I'm okay with it, I can do many things altogether. But that kickstart is very much necessary for me. How shall I overcome that problem?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think that question is probably applicable to many of us, many people. That kickstart is required. Some people, some people are self-motivated to do anything, and some people will require somebody to tell them to do that. So you need to find that kind of mentor in your life, or a coach in your life who you can rely on, who can push you to do those things, right? If you are able to find that, that may be a friend, that may be your relations, husband, wife, brother, sister, whosoever it is. It may not be, or from a professional field, if you know your previous guide. Like for me, it was my research guide in masters who was pushing me. Even from um, even my mother was pushing me, even though she's not that literate, but she was pushing me to do that. So you need to find that kind of push from that person, that yes, this person can give me, I can ask that person questions, I can open my heart to that person. So you need to find that kind of person, whether whosoever it is. I'm not prescribing you anyone, but find that person who can always tell you where. When I told in the lecture also, that you need to share your goal with your
Mentor.
friend or someone. That's where he or she will, if they are good critic of you. We always say critic is always your good friend. They want, they think that you should succeed. So have that person in your life who can tell you, you have not studied today, you have not done this today, or you have not achieved this. So that will kickstart your life. You need to find yourself who that mentor is for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable answer. This will really change my life. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Anyone else?
So
We
there are
can
certain
continue
in
this.
chat.
We can continue with this, but just want to say that we require the detail of participants for preparing e-certificate. Therefore, participants are requested to provide your details along with the feedback on the session by clicking on the link given below. Thank you so much. We can continue with the question answers.
Sir, there are number of questions in the chat box.
Yeah,
You say we read it out, otherwise you can.
I have answered, I think, almost all of them by as I went along. For humiliation faced, for the negative
One
people out of your
question
life.
about, there is one question about blockchain uh, in India.
Uh-huh.
A few teachers has asked it, and if you can answer it first. It was by Abhishek Gupta. What is the future of blockchain in India? And Madam Jaswindu was also asking the same.
Okay. That's a probably the future of blockchain is, it's not just for Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency. Blockchain can be applied to many banking sectors, as well as financial sectors, even in the taxation, and treasury also can have use the blockchain. Um, even even from the Ministry of Defense side, they can use the blockchain to have cryptography in place. It has got a good future, uh, but that will require long lots of time to explain that how it can be used and how it can be put into various uses in different areas of work. We can have another session just on the blockchain. Then I will be able to justify my answer for the blockchain.
Archita is asking, sir, sometimes it happens we set our goals and start working in that direction,
Mhm.
but at times feel demotivated. How to overcome it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a very good question. I think we all go through this. I have gone through this also, that we set our goals, start working. Whenever we start with very, very uh, high level of emotions, where, oh, I will achieve this in a day. And as we go on progressing, our enthusiasm goes down, our passion goes down. Um, so don't let your enthusiasm goes down. That's where your mentor will help. That if you have gone down, you talk to that person, you feel low in your life, talk to those persons that, sorry, I'm not feeling good. I don't think so I can achieve it. It's good. It's nice to, it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to feel demotivated, but it it's not good to be sitting on demotivated. Talk about it to different people. Talk about the person who you have trust in, so that you can talk about it. What's the demotivation? Why you feel like it's a long time, right? It's not, life is a long, life is, we always call it, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You cannot, it's not that you do this in 10 seconds. It's 40 years ahead of it. It's okay to feel demotivated, okay to feel dissatisfied sometimes, but don't sit on it. Think of it, why you are feeling that way, and see what you can do to overcome it. It's okay to take breaks. I'm not saying always make a plan which is not that aggressive for you. Today I can say that I will do 3 hours of exercise every day, right? But today I did 3 hours, tomorrow I'm not able to get up. But so think of how you progressively increase that also, right? That I will be doing 100 push-ups, but today I cannot do 10. So if I do 20 push-ups today, tomorrow my whole body is aching. So you need to think of what your body reacts to, and then plan accordingly, gradually increase. We always say scientifically it is proven. You can see the scientific theories behind it. You can change or break any habit in 21 days. That's scientifically proven. You can change or break any habit in 21 days. That if you are, let's say you get up in the morning at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever time it is, you want to now start getting up at, let's say, 1 hour earlier. You want to do that. So first week you try half an hour, next week you try another half, increase to 1 hour, and by 21 days you automatically will start getting up at 20 at the same at the earlier time. So any habit, we always say, नींद ते भुख जिन्नी मर्जी वधा लो जिन्नी मर्जी घटा लो. It's a scientific saying also, that the hunger as well as the sleep can be increased or decreased as you like. People have been sleeping 3 hours like Edison. People have been sleeping 8 hours also, or 10 hours, still their sleep is not complete. You can have power naps for 15 minutes and that can complete your 24-hour sleep. So it's up to you to, so it's okay to feel demotivated, but don't sit on it. Work on it and get out of that circle. Talk to someone, talk to your mentor, and get out of the demotivation. Again, come to that circle of motivated achievement and persevering for the goal. See your thinking that once you have achieved that, what satisfaction you will get. That should drive you forward.
Sir, Anmol Kakkad is saying courses and institutions on artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So any courses and institutions offering the on artificial intelligence?
There are many. There is I don't know about India, but there must be some good institutions in India providing that. But here in Oxford University is running courses, Cambridge is running, King's College is running, my own college, Brunel University. There are many courses. We have Office of Artificial Intelligence. There is a Niti Aayog's a report on artificial intelligence, which has got, from India I'm talking of, because I read that report on artificial intelligence. If you search for it, Niti Aayog's or Planning Commission of India's report on artificial intelligence and machine learning, it's a good long report. It has got all the institutions, everything, details how much government funding is being given into artificial intelligence.
So if anyone else wish to ask anything.
Okay, I'm happy to answer. If people still have questions, they can send it to Ajay sir or Pooja Jain, who is coordinating this. And once they have collected, we can have, let's say, 2-3 days for everyone to send those questions, and I can answer that in in an email. So I'm happy to do that, and happy to receive the feedback. Please share that, Ajay and Pujaji, with me also, that how this session went, and that people liked it. We can have more sessions or something like that.
Certainly, sir. We'll share that with you. Thank you for your time and inputs. I now request Dr. Ajay Sharma, Principal Sri Aurobindo College of Commerce and Management, to formally extend a vote of thanks to the speaker of the day.
Well, it is a great opportunity for me to thank my own dear friend. Sir, it was a great learning experience for all of us. And there are a number of teachers from Chandigarh, from Mukeria, from Himachal, central universities, from the far off places, and along with our students. I know all of them has gained a lot. You know, certain basic things we always forget.
Yeah.
So what is happening these days that you are running here and there, and the core values and core goals and our way we should live life we forget. And it
Yeah.
is where the role of a life coach comes. And we have learned a lot, sir. We are grateful, and we will remain in touch in future also.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
certainly we will invite you for the session of the blockchain and artificial intelligence also,
Yeah.
because here in India we are all thinking of how to proceed with them, because the courses and the things are missing here presently. So, but we are planning in that way. Hopefully, the universities will also decide one day to enter into these emerging areas, and we'll seek your help also, sir. We are
Yeah.
indeed grateful, and will remain in touch. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Ajay ji. And just to put that into perspective, yes, we always say, I always end with this. If you don't measure anything, you don't. Um, if you don't measure it with any metrics, you will not be able to achieve it, because that shows I wanted to achieve this, I have not achieved it. Only then you can target, you can plan, or you can see what you have missed and what you cannot achieve. So always measure your success. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank you so much, sir. So
okay,
much.
thank you.
Thank
Bye
you all for
bye.
participating.
Enjoy your day. Bye.